The current state of YBA is not good. I don't think it's any secret to the legacy players of this game, but ever since the 2-month break back in July, the game has been taking a steady nosedive and seemingly taking steps in all of the wrong directions. Whether it's because Uzu has lost all creative motivation, or he's just greedy and wants money, I have no idea. But what I can tell you for sure is that the game has gotten worse. Why do I feel like the game has gotten worse? Well, I'm about to tell you in no particular order, so buckle up. The amount of bugs that are present in YBA honestly blows my mind. And I know that I said this wasn't going to be in any particular order, but I think bugs is at the top of my list for things that make this game the most unenjoyable. The main problem I have with the bugs in this game is that they last forever and rarely if ever get patched out. There are bugs in this game, such as the hand being able to erasure accelerate himself into the wall, that have been around for, well damn, it's probably been maybe even a year now, and it still hasn't been fixed. I think the main reason that the bugs don't get fixed is there's no real system of tracking them as far as I'm aware. There's no public record of what bugs are known about and what aren't. And because of that, bugs just either go unnoticed or aren't ever fixed. We can see evidence of this in the YBA Discord channel, where the bugs channel will just have garbage spewed into it constantly with no real way of keeping track of what's worthwhile and what's just worthless. Taking notice of this issue myself, I decided to attempt to do the developers and moderators' work for them. I put together a spreadsheet of all of the bugs that I and my friends knew about, and I sent it to the mod team. In response, I got a "I'll pass this on to Uzu," and that was it. I've not heard anything about that since. This was slightly before the Heaven update released, and afterwards the vast majority of the bugs that I put on that spreadsheet are still not fixed to this day. And with no huge surprise, the Heaven update itself came with its own laundry list of bugs. 2 moves, the World Over Heaven's Reality Overwrite Punch and Made in Heaven's Universe Reset, both have a high chance of bricking you in SBR and making you slide around like an idiot, making the game unplayable. The best part about it is this bug isn't even new. It's a legacy bug, and it's just added with the same game mechanics as Silver Chariot Requiem's Conqueror's Will. This move has always been able to do this to you in Steel Ball Run and has never been fixed. It has something to do with the deformation of limbs, I believe, but for whatever reason, it just makes it so you slide around. That, and they said that they tried to fix the knives aiming, but what they actually did was screwed up the aiming on all the other projectiles, and now they just randomly go backwards. I mean, just take a look at this. What the hell is that? I was aiming directly at him, and all 3 of my knives just went in random directions and completely whiffed. This happens all the time with all the projectiles in the game when you're at close range. If you're up close to someone and try to throw a projectile, I would say close to 90% of the time it just won't work. As of late, I've been playing a decent amount of D4C, and there's nothing worse than reading someone's block and taking out my revolver to break it and having it go backwards, and then the person punishes me for using the revolver. That doesn't make any sense. And yet, it happens consistently. All the time. I could talk about the bugs in this game all day, but we've got to move on. Along with the new bugs comes another Heaven update special, click spam, my favorite. Unfortunately, with the buff of mouse 1 clicks, now all people do is mouse 1 click, myself included, and it makes perfect sense. There's no reason not to. You can combo off of mouse 1s, which have practically no end lag whatsoever, and they come out quick, so you can just throw them out. Here, I'll show you an example. During all of these clips, I'm holding block, which means it'll buffer at the soonest possible frame after the move finishes. Now look how long it takes for me to block after a zoom punch, as compared to a click. It's almost instant. Before the update, in order to get a combo, you had to use a stun move like zoom punch or eye gouge, both of which have relatively long end lag so that if you throw it out and you don't hit it, you can get punished. But now, with clicks, you can just throw them out willy-nilly and it doesn't matter. In fact, you can combo a zoom punch with clicks, meaning the high risk, high reward it used to be is now a no risk, high reward. It doesn't make any sense. Comboing off of clicks isn't even the only problem with Mouse 1 right now. The other thing is that they specifically said in the update notes that they made mouse one clicks more reliable, but that's a complete lie. All they really did was increase the amount of stun on them. They didn't change anything else about the mouse one clicks. Adding stun to mouse ones is not what they should have done. What they should have done is fix the actual problems with it, which are the fact that the hitboxes on them are super janky and don't work a lot of the time, and the fact that they have a ton of knockback, which is the real reason that they often don't link into each other. I've put together a bunch of clips showcasing both of these issues. Take a look. As you can see, made mouse one clicks more reliable, my ass. The third one in particular doesn't work half the time. Not only that, but the knockback on clicks sometimes just makes it so that they work in weird ways. I mean, just look at this clip. How can I juggle this man in the air just fine, but when he's right in front of me, the third one just whiffs for seemingly no reason? I have no idea, and to this day, it makes no sense to me. I think that's about all I have to say about clicks though, so moving right along. With every passing update, it feels like YBA becomes more and more of a cash cow, and it honestly makes me really sad to see it happen. This game's always had its really weird pay-to-win elements, like the fact that you couldn't get rid of Vampire for the longest time unless you either used a Roka or paid for a Game Pass, which was absolutely ridiculous. But now stuff like that seems to pale in comparison. Just look at the item spawn notifier. This thing used to cost what, 400 Robux and would just tell you when things spawned in? Now it's literally a cheat. It's an item ESP. That's a hack. You can pay for a hack. And it's like 2,000 Robux. That's absurd. You are quite literally paying $20 to cheat. I'm really glad I got it before it got bumped up to 2,000, and I pity anyone who tries to find items now, because it must be a serious pain in the ass with everyone running around with their literal cheats suctioning all the items up. The item spawn notifier isn't the only blatantly pay-to-win thing though. The other thing that's blatantly pay-to-win is spec storage, which I guess isn't technically pay to win, as it is pay to have access to. Spec storage has been available through Game Pass for months, but the one free slot that you're supposed to get has read as currently unobtainable since the thing has come out. Well, when's it gonna be obtainable? Because I've been waiting ages. They increased the prices on all the specs and added items for you to have to get them, making it harder to get specs, harder to make builds, harder to do everything that even involves that, and the only way to get around it is to pay money, because the free slot is locked behind who knows. They haven't put it in yet, and they won't, because as long as they don't put it in, they'll continue to make money off of people buying the spec storage slots. Well, I'm not gonna buy it, so add the damn spec storage already. I get it, you want money, but this is getting ridiculous. It's been months. At this point, I wouldn't even be surprised if they added stands locked behind game passes, because it seems like every single update they put out is made with the express purpose of milking the game dry before it inevitably dies. Which, I mean, from a business standpoint, yeah, I get that. But come on, it's so frustrating. Do you know what a regular session of YBA sounds like? No? Well, take a listen. Yeah, it sounds like a whole lot of nothing ever since they took all of the sounds out of the game. Every play session I have of YBA now just feels dead, just like there's nothing going on whatsoever. A bunch of people punching at the air. Whish, 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 whish. Gone are the days of... And... It's all gone. And why is it gone? Because some random Naruto game got copyrighted, I guess. Well, guess what, YBA? I can go play End the JoJo game right now. You want me to do that? Take a look. Now tell me, YBA, why is it that N's JoJo game can have all these JoJo sound effects and not be having a problem, but you've removed all of yours? It doesn't make any sense. Oh, you wanna know why? I know exactly why, and I can tell you. It's because Uzu is afraid of losing his cash cow. He wants to do anything possible to make sure that he doesn't lose this source of revenue. And again, business standpoint, it makes sense. But from a gameplay standpoint, it sucks. Because now all I hear is whish, 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 and it makes me not want to play. That's really all there is to it. RNG has always been a problem with this game, but only recently has it gotten so ridiculous that I feel like it's become a huge, massive problem. I've been complaining since I started playing this game that there's not a meaningful shop in the game. And no, the arcade doesn't count. That's gambling. That's more random. I fail to see any reason that there isn't some sort of shop in the game to just buy items. If I can max out my money and I want a Roca fruit, I shouldn't have to roll the arcade for a random chance. I should be able to go to a shop, pay $1,000 or something, and get a Roca. But no, it can't be that simple. That's not really what I want to complain about though. What I want to complain about are the corpse parts and the new heaven stands. The fact that the corpse parts are a random drop at the end of Steel Ball Run is incredibly stupid, because that means you could win hundreds of them and not get what you need. Statistically unlikely, sure, but it still could happen, and that should not be able to happen. When you get to the end of Steel Ball Run, it should ask you, you've won Steel Ball Run, what would you like as a reward? Rather than just randomly giving you something. But that's not how it works, because that wouldn't keep people playing forever. And you know, the longer they play, the more likely they are to buy your microtransactions. The dev team of YBA seems to be more like EA as time goes on, now that I'm actually looking at it. But seriously, as if it wasn't enough that all of the corpse parts were random, why the hell is it a random drop chance on killing the boss to get items? Like, if I kill the boss, I should get the item. What is the purpose of making that random other than to waste my time? Not only that, but they made it so that the respawn timers on the new bosses is an eternity. You know what I and my friends had to do? We had to leave servers and join new ones rather than wait the 15 fucking minutes for the boss to respawn. What a waste of time. Something seriously needs to be done about the random elements in this game, because they don't even make sense anymore. Like, what is the purpose of it all? I just don't understand. Well, I do. It's to keep people playing. I get it. But it's just frustrating. That's all it accomplishes. Now, I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, but Eclipse, if you're complaining this much about the game, then why the hell are you still even playing it? And to answer that question, I'd have to tell you, well, I don't know, it's fun. I mean, if I didn't feel like it was worth my time to be playing, then I wouldn't have made a, 13-minute video at this point on why I have so many problems with it. The thing is, this game could be something really special, and I feel like it was something really special, but has slowly gone downhill as time goes by. It really is a shame though, and honestly, just the things I listed here don't do justice with just how long I could probably talk about this, but I feel like I've gone on long enough, at least for this one video. Just for a few of the other things that I didn't cover that I feel like are also a problem, power creep is an issue. Stands just keep getting more and more and more powerful, and other stands just can't keep up. And rather than nerfing down the more powerful stands, they keep buffing up the other ones. So now we just have a whole lot of just extremely overpowered things, which is an issue. It's kind of in its own category for me, but a lot of the moves in the game are tied to frame rate, which drives me crazy, because the lower your frames are, the longer distance things go. So if you have a lower frame rate and you dash backwards, you go further. It's probably one of the few games I've ever played that gives you an advantage for playing on a laggy PC, which can be incredibly frustrating. And honestly, I'm sure there's a lot more things that I just can't think of at the moment. but this is what I've got. Also at the end here, I want to make it abundantly clear that I don't hold anything against the developers, Uzu, or anything else regardless of what I've said in this video, because as far as I'm concerned, I'm playing this game for free, so as many of the complaints as I have, it's not like I'm losing anything if they decide to just delete the game tomorrow. Like I said, it was free, so it's really not that huge of a deal. I also definitely empathize with his position, because I'm kind of in the same position myself, at least not to the same degree. He's really been working on that same game for so long now that I can definitely see how you could get burned out and want to do other things. I myself have been doing Tarkov for quite a while, and obviously as of late I haven't been doing nearly as much Tarkov stuff, because believe it or not, if you do the same thing over and over and over again for a long period of time, you get burned out. Crazy, I know. But regardless, I don't expect this video to get a whole lot of attention. It's honestly just a massive rant, so it's not a huge deal if it does or doesn't. But if you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, and I think I'm pretty much done here. So have a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you next time.